Welcome to the Dansports.tips MLB preview show for today, the 8th of May. Slight loss last night, the Minnesota Twins was probably the gamble bet, if you like, that turns it from the winning night into a losing night. We got the runs in the Cincinnati game, and obviously Cleveland to Cleveland. I allowed myself to be sucked in, and of course their offense does nothing the time that I decide to put some money on them. On to today. First game I'm going to look at is Philadelphia and Miami. Aaron Nola will pitch today for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's been outstanding. He's allowed a single run over his last 3 starts, averaging 7 innings per outing. He's shut down the Marlins the only other time he's seen them as well. We know the Phillies aren't a powerhouse offense, and Justin Nicolino has a fairly solid history against them with a 2.45 ERA last year and 1 good start first time up so far this year, followed by an average one the last time. In light of the excellent pitching and the average offense, it looks a low-scoring game. If you want to play safe, you can play the under. The way I'm choosing to play this is I'm going to take the Kings of the one-run victory, Philadelphia in the winning margins to beat Miami by a single run today. And I'm also going to bet that neither team's going to score 3 runs. The next game I want to look at is the Cleveland Indians and the Kansas City Royals. I hate this, I really do, but everything I know tells me I've got to play this game completely against my will. We've got 2 pitchers in Josh Tomlin and Edison Volquez who've performed well this year. Volquez struggled when he faced Cleveland last year with an ERA approaching 6 over 4 starts. I'm going to keep it small because it's Cleveland. Tomlin starts against Kansas City rank at the opposite ends of the spectrum. He had 1 complete game and 1 start where he allowed 5 runs. Arguably, he's been the better pitcher this year, but the Cleveland lineup, who knows what's going to happen. The next game I want to look at is the Baltimore Orioles and the Oakland Athletics. While the Orioles bats do appear to have reached the all-or-nothing level that was anticipated at the start of the season, Kendall Graveman has allowed 10 runs in his last 2 starts. He pitches for Oakland today and does appear to be struggling. Baltimore is not the place for him to be pitching when he's struggling. He had an ERA over 9 against the Orioles last year. Chris Tillman, who's up for Baltimore, looks to be returning to form. He's 2-0 with a 1.37 ERA his last 4. He has enjoyed success against the Athletics in his career, and there's no doubt when you look at the 2 lineups that Oakland certainly possess the more power to do some damage, so I'm going to take the Orioles in this one. The Atlanta Braves will host the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm willing to play this because Patrick Corbin has massive home road splits. He's been much better on the road than he has at Chase Field. He'll be opposed by Mike Foltynewicz, who has struggled with Arizona in the couple of starts that he's had against them, allowing 11 runs, and he was shelled on his first start of the year. I think he allowed 3 home runs in the first inning. Corbin, in 2 appearances against the Braves, has yet to allow a run, and these are certainly not the Braves he faced in the past. These Braves are far, far worse, so we'll certainly play the Arizona Diamondbacks today. The White Sox against the Minnesota Twins, the best team in the American League, the Chicago White Sox, will send Jose Quintana to the mound today. Quintana is super consistent. He's got a strong history of success against the Twins. They've only really got to him once in the last 10 tries. It doesn't look to be a Twins lineup to me with a particularly positive mind frame either. They didn't seem to know how to react yesterday when they were spotted a 2-run lead in the first by Chris Sale. It almost looked to me like they were waiting for a White Sox comeback before it actually materialised and happened. They sent Tyler Duffy to the hill. He's been good this year. He allowed a single run in both of his starts against Washington and Detroit. He did face Chicago last year once, allowing 3 runs, but I'm looking at this game and I think Chicago are better on the mound. They're better with the bat. They've certainly got better relief pitching, and they're probably better defensively as well. So it looks to me like a White Sox win. The final game I'm going to look at is the nightcap. It's the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees, the divisional matchup. Obviously, these 2 teams hate each other. The knuckleballer Stephen Wright will go to the hill for Boston tonight. He's been solid every time for Boston this year. He hasn't allowed more than 2 runs in a single start. He carries a 0.69 ERA against the Yankees in starts from last year. The Yanks have suddenly started scoring some runs in recent days after a sort of 2-week slump, but with Luis Severino on the hill for them today, they're probably going to need to score runs in bunches again to stand us any chance of winning this game. The Yankees have lost every game that Severino started this year. He's got an ERA over 6. He's allowed 2 or more every single time he's gone to the hill, including 9 over his last 2 starts. His only prior start against Boston did go quite well, but that was last year. His struggles this year are something that I want to cash in on before what appears to be at this stage inevitable departure to the minor leagues for the 22-year-old starter. I don't normally like to take the road team on Sunday Night Baseball, but in this occasion I think the matchup looks too good to avoid it, so we will play Boston. That's all I've got for you today. Best of luck if you are having a play ball.